Hello and welcome to the workshop. Here we are. Another day, another sneaker, and this pair is a super sleeper in my opinion. Completely flew under the radar, undetected. Before we jump into that though, make sure you subscribe to the channel. We upload a brand new video almost every single day. You can also follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Mr. Foamer Simpson to keep up with everything that goes down here at the workshop. And with that said, let's get into the sneakers. 3, 2, 1, bang, bang. The Nike Air Barrage Mid. These released back in July and retail was $150. Now, they originally released back in 1995, almost 25 years ago. Think about that. Some of you may remember Marshall Faulk. This was his sneaker, one of the best running backs of all time. Some of you may not know who the hell I'm talking about. 25 years ago is a long time. I think it's a dope sneaker and definitely one that flew under the radar, like I said, but I kind of feel like people don't want sneakers like this anymore. I love the 90s, that whole era. I talk about it all the time. If you know me, you know that. I love 90s retro sneakers, and it seemed like, I don't know, maybe 3-4 years ago when that 90s retro look kind of came back in full effect. It was almost like an avalanche of retro sneakers. Everyone was super hyped up about them. Every brand was retroing stuff, digging in the archives, but now that kind of seems dead. You know, like people don't want it anymore. I know Jordan retros are still a thing. Those are kind of an exception. I'm talking about like the Andre Agassi's, the Bo Jacksons. A couple years ago, people were absolutely beasting on them. 90s classics. And now most people wouldn't care if those released, I don't think. You know, there was Pippins and Penny Hardaways. There were just a lot of sneakers like that people were really kind of seemed to be into. And now it's mostly crickets. I'm not saying that this sneaker is as good as the Agassi or the Bo Jackson. I'm just saying they're of the same ilk, and I don't think people care anymore. I get it. It's a bulky, bold sneaker, but like I said, I think they're dope. You see the colors, red, purple, black, white, a little Toronto Raptors action, Nike strap on the front, the almost Nickelodeon-esque patch on the tongue, Air on the midsole. These things just scream 90s, they do. Red swoosh embroidered up front, another swoosh embroidered on the pull tab, Nike Air underneath that. Nike branding everywhere, really. Again, very 90s, very in your face. And I love the medial or inside part of the shoe because it's actually the complete opposite of that. Very stealthy. No branding other than the blacked out 3D swoosh. Other than that, it is very discreet. You got the all white outsole, as you can see. Very, very clean, at least for now. Overall, I dig them. I also understand why a sneaker like this flies under the radar in 2019, and most people couldn't care less about them. Still, I'm happy they released. It's good to balance out the Yeezys and the Boost and Off-White Vapor Maxes and all this really new stuff with something super retro. Variety is the spice of life, as a wise man once said. Another thing with a sneaker like this is the hunt to find it for the best price possible. You can check online, you can check your local sneaker stores, check your local Nike outlet if you're lucky enough to live near one. While almost everyone else fights over the next super hyped up sneaker, you can kind of sneak through the crowd, so to speak, and pick up something like this. And that's how I like to look at it anyway. And I think that it kind of adds a different dynamic, right? If it's only off-white, Yeezy, it's just, I don't know, it gets boring. Something like this, something that you connect with, something that you think is dope. It doesn't have to be this sneaker, but a sneaker like this for you. I just think it's dope. Let us know how you feel. How do you feel about 90s retro sneakers, early 2000s, that whole kind of time frame? How do you feel about this pair in particular? How do you feel about sneakers in 2019 right now? What are your thoughts? However you're feeling right now, leave a comment below and let us know. Always love to hear from you. Thank you for watching. You are very, very appreciated. We will be back tomorrow. Same time, same place right here at The Workshop. Until then, adios.